What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video and make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing started. What to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero, you ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos and y'all get them notifications, it's going to be some information that's going to help you win. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about new scams that's going on in the world right now. It's a lot of new scams, a lot of new methods, and a lot of people throw out the word scam, scam this, scammer that. And a lot of people don't know the difference between the two, because everybody's not a scammer, everybody does not commit fraud, and everybody is not a hacker. It's the difference between all three. So knowing the difference will have you looking for different signs when it comes to these type of things, because this world is starting to become oversaturated with scammers, fraudsters, and hackers. It's a lot of compromising going on. It's a lot of fraudulent activity going on in the world. So before we get into the top scams that's going on in today's world, we're going to talk about the difference between scammers, fraudsters, and hackers. So first, scammers. Scammers are people who social engineer somebody or manipulate or trick somebody into giving them money or sending them some type of money. So let me give you an example. And I'm gonna give you an example with one of these new methods that's going on out here in the world. So I'm gonna give you a new example with a new method, and it's basically utilizing OTP bots. So what the scammer or the fraudster does is might go on the dark web, might know somebody, because there's so many different ways scammers, fraudsters, or hacker, whoever, get certain information, and certain information can help that person, scammer or fraudster, to commit some type of method or scam or fraud or crime. So, okay, so let me rewind it, because I want people to really understand this. So we're gonna start with hackers. So hackers are people who are good with computers, good with system databases and coding and getting into utilizing Kelly Linux and basically know how to penetrate system databases. Good with that type of stuff. Anything with a computer, anything with a chip, anything where a system database can be compromised, hacked, or penetrated. So any computer, anything with a chip in it, anything, an Xbox, a phone, a computer, you name it, anything that has a chip in it can be compromised or hacked and gotten into. And everything is based off systems, everything. So hackers are able to get into all systems. What they do is they might do ransomware. Ransomware is when a hacker penetrates a major company or corporation database, compromises the information, and now says, hey, if you don't pay us $1 million in Bitcoin, we're going to leak this information. And sometimes the companies do, sometimes the companies don't. Example, Nike was just hacked and compromised, and the hackers was holding their information up for ransomware, saying, hey, if you don't pay us this amount in Bitcoin, we're going to release this information. And the information that, now you're probably thinking, what information could probably be so sacred and valuable at Nike? Well, you got to think about it. If this information on the certain measurements of what size this shoe is and this fabric and that, there's a lot of companies out here that make fake shoes. And this information could potentially help the shoes that's coming from overseas that's fake even better. That'll make them even more cloned to the real shoe, which will take money away from the major shoe companies or the Nike company, because now people are buying that exact same shoe, exact same feel for a cheaper price. So that information is very valuable, new designs and things like that. So that's a major problem when it comes to hacking. Now, hackers, like I said, they get information. So they might go into a bank database and steal the company's database. They might go to get into a database and get 100 people's information. So now they got this information from people who work at who bank at Chase Bank, name, information, debit card, all that. Like they know they got all this information. So what they do is they say, okay, I got all 100 people from Chase Bank. I'm gonna utilize this OTP bot, and the OTP bot is a one-time password bot, meaning that it sends you text messages, it calls you, and it's a spoof, and it basically the number that pops up can be whatever number that you want to pop up. And most times, what they do is they'll put the fraud department for whatever bank that they're acting as, which will be that person's bank, because they know they got a bank account with that bank because of the information that they brought off the dark web. And they say, hey, are you trying to make a purchase for $200 at Best Buy? Are you trying to wire transfer $3,000 to this person? And of course, they're going to say no, because they're not. And once they say no, they're going to get that text message back to that bot saying no, and they're going to call with that spoof bot, and it's going to pop up as the fraud department, and they're going to act like they are the fraud department. And what they're going to do is they're going to social engineer that person into sending money or transferring money with basically transfer money and sending money, and that's with their authorization. And by being with their authorization, the bank is basically not responsible for replacing that money. Now, if a fraudster or a scammer or that person was to go into that person's account and wire transfer some money or send some money out without that victim's authorization and saying do it, then the bank will have to pay that person back. But since they can see on their end that this person authorized these payments, they are not responsible for paying that person back, no matter if it was a scam or not. And by scammers knowing that, if the bank don't got to pay back that person that money, then the bank is not going to go after that person and try to figure out who it is to get their money. So now they're saying, let's make it easier on ourselves. Let's utilize this method. And so people can just send their money with, and so it have their they can authorize these payments, and the bank will see that, and the bank won't have to pay them back their money, and the bank won't come looking for them. So OTP bots is a new method that a lot of scammers are using. Then you got ghost tapping that's going on out here. People, scammers and hackers, majority hackers are getting these flipper zeros, and the flipper zeros are basically little bitty devices that you can buy off Amazon, and you have to get a board that to attach to it at the top. It's basically a hard drive that's attached to it at the top of the flipper zero, and depending on what type of program is programmed on the hard drive, will allow the scammer or fraudster to do different things. And with that, they're programming these hard drives to be able to basically steal frequencies from a distance away, so they can still key fob frequencies, credit card information, debit card information, all these different things, and not be even next to you. So a lot of people or fraudsters or scammers are starting to learn about the flipper zero and find ways to utilize that. Then we got the common scams still going on, like the check fraud and the credit card fraud, and banks are really getting hip to this check fraud. Like we just did a reaction video last night where the person at the bank said this is really getting common. We're starting to see a lot of check fraud and people bringing in fake checks and identity theft with these checks. And like I said, when people go to banks and they get a bank account and they first time ever, the banks take a picture of you, or they scan your ID, or they photocopy your ID, or they might do both just to have your information on file. So if somebody try to come in and act as if they are you, your picture will pop up, and if they could just look and see that's not you, and then they stall you out till the police come. So these fake checks is really getting bad, but people are advancing in this type of world, this type of game, and making checks and being able to utilize checks and find checks. See, at first people was just using finding checks, getting people checks here and there. As the world evolves, the scams and the fraud will evolve. Now this to the point where you can go on a dark web and people are making checks. Like I said, hackers can get into databases, so hackers are getting into certain companies' databases, um, stealing the HR information and getting the check templates and making real life checks, finding out where to get the check paper from and making real life checks. So if and with the account number and route number. Like this information is on the dark web because of these hackers. They're getting this information, compromising this information, and then selling it on the dark web. This is how they make their money. And they sell it to the scammers or the fraudsters, and then they go out and do whatever method that they want to do. So it's just so many ways that for scammers and fraudsters to be able to do so many different things. And the checks is burnt out. Credit card and debit card, they used to literally emboss fake cards. Now they got to the point where on the dark web, they databases, being able to print real life bank debit cards with fraudulent information on it and sell it to people. Like these things are happening on the dark web. Then we got crypto methods going on. And a lot of, and when it comes to crypto, a lot of this crypto stuff is actually legal. It's just frowned upon, meaning that it's not illegal, but they don't really like people doing it. And like the loopholes that people figure out how to do it with the crypto trading and meme coins and a lot of different things is making a lot of people revenue when it comes to crypto. So a lot of people are in the crypto world, and a lot of people are also into the method world doing these methods, because at the end of the day, a method is basically instructions on how to commit some type of. It's basically like, let's say it's check fraud. It's going to basically be the same instructions on how anybody else would go cash a check. Like it's ways like that, and then it's load ups going on out here. There's a lot of things going on out here in the world that people are creating and um, making some money off of, and doing a lot of different things. So at the end of the day, it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware, because these things are real. They are actually happening in the world, and a lot of people are getting tricked and scammed because they don't have the information, the knowledge, and resources about these things. And by them not having that, they're not gonna recognize the red flags that's in their face when it happens. And with that, them not being able to recognize the red flags, it allows a scammer, a fraudster, or a hacker to be able to get over on them. So if you know about this information, the first thing you're gonna do when you recognize it, it's your mind's gonna recognize it for you. Like, hold on, that's what Hussle was talking about, or that's whoever was talking about the scams and the fraud. That right there is a scam, or they commit fraud. All right, so if they come to me, I already know to say no, reject it, keep walking, because I know what they got going on. And you could tell other people, like, hey, don't mess with him, don't go over there, that's a scam, that's fraud. You save other people lives. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on in this real world. Because at the end of the day, I'm not telling nobody to go do nothing. I'm not suggesting nobody go do nothing, but these are real things that's happening. So get y'all Norton LifeLock. Norton LifeLock will monitor all your financial accounts and social media accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on. And it will also monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information are on there floating around for anybody to utilize and steal your identity. So make sure y'all getting your Norton LifeLocks. Also, make sure you guys are freezing your credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If they are frozen, nobody can get anything in your name. No apartments, no calls, no cars, no loans, credit cards, or line of credit. So the identity theft, it's going to be hard to do when your credit is frozen. Also, make sure you guys are changing your credit and debit card numbers every so often. We tap, swipe, insert all day, every day, order things online. And every time we do, that card information is going on some type of database. And we all know there's always some type of database compromised, leak, or hacked. So with that being said, every so often, change all debit and credit card numbers. So just in case somebody, a hacker, was to compromise an account or something that you use your card and that information is on there, it won't be utilized. It won't work because this is the old information. You got a new card with a new number, so all that information will no longer be valid. Right? So it's all about staying more safe, staying more cautious, and being more aware. Make sure y'all are paying attention. Make sure y'all keeping yourself safe, and make sure y'all really stand in position and stand in the lane so you won't be tricked, hacked, scammed, or compromised. Keep up to date with y'all passwords. Keep changing them every so often. Don't utilize passwords or use passwords that's easy to figure out, because it's a lot going on in this world. So it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there. All right. So shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there is tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke. Let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limit gyms are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing them for 600. Yes, 600 cash app or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your cash app or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 250 Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. 10 seats available. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Ask me and get help with anything you need help with. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the month-long mentorship. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platform. Make sure still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, women, gamer streamers, and content creators. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitch, my IGs, and TikToks. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hussle. Y'all know how I get down to in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.